How's doing, folks? Paul for Primal. Happy Monday to you all. So today's topic just came up because I got a phone call from someone who was looking to more information on the gym, and they asked me the price. I told them the price, and they said you're very expensive. My reply was, well, are we really? Genuinely, do you think so? And the reason I asked them that, they said that to him, was because he had told me the whole of his life story, how he was overweight, didn't like his body, was sick, sore and tired of looking the way he looked, blah blah blah, just your typical guy my age, around my age, who's just not happy with his life. And I'd said to him, well, you're paying us to, basically one of the reasons you're paying for us, apart from the coaching, is that accountability, because we're going to be on top of you. We're going to make sure you turn up every day. If you're not here every day, we're going to be asking you where you are, what's wrong, how can we help, etc, etc. And the reality is, a lot of people don't like the thought of being held accountable. So why you need it? Well, the first thing you got to ask yourself, are you genuinely happy with how you look? And if you are genuinely happy, and I mean not telling me, not telling anyone, the only person who truly knows how you feel is you. So if you're looking in the mirror and you're genuinely not happy with how you look, then you've got to you've got to make a change. Now the first thing you've got to ask yourself is, how many times have you tried and failed before? Have you ever tried just joining like a pure gym, or what do you call it, any other gyms, DWs and Gymco and those type of gyms that just allow you to pay as you go, type of, like, you know, you have a very low monthly membership which lets you turn up as you want and do your own workout. If you've never tried that before and you think you can succeed, by all means do that. But if you've tried it before and you failed before, the next thing you got to ask yourself is, how many times have you tried before? How many times have you joined the gym, stopped going, continued to pay the fees, tell everyone you're a member of the gym, but never use the gym, never change, and just basically throw the money away? How many times have you done that? If you've done it over and over again, then it's time to accept that something has to change, and that may mean you have to pay more money than you're used to get the results you have never got before. Okay, now if you're happy with if you don't really care that much, well then maybe you don't need to. But if you're genuinely unhappy with how you look and you've been chasing that magic banana for years and years and years and never seem to find it, then it's time to maybe ask yourself a question and sort of the pain thing of what you have to sacrifice. Maybe the memberships are a bit more expensive and you're more used to paying for, and you feel uncomfortable doing that. That's a good thing, because that pain point is going to help you, encourage you on. And the other reality is, if you are going to change and you're overweight, I'd say there's a fair chance you're eating shitty foods, you're drinking too much, and if you've got someone holding you accountable, well then chances are you're going to stop doing all that drinking as much and stop eating as much shitty foods, because someone is holding you accountable, and therefore you will be saving some money, and that'll be going towards helping your body as opposed to destroying it. So, who's at fault? Now this is another big thing that I always find people, as soon as I say whose fault was it, or what was the reason you couldn't come, or whatever it was, it's like, they'll give me a list of every excuse under the sun: your work, your kids, your partner, your boss, your mum, no time, no motivation, I'm happy with how I look, whatever it is. There's always a reason as to why you could justify and why they couldn't do it. The reality is, 90%, 95% of the time, all that is shite, and it was just you were too lazy. And it's easier for you to tell me a lie, or tell yourself a lie, than it is to actually admit that you're just lazy. And here's the other thing: if you come to this gym and you keep on telling me something like, oh, you know, the kid was sick this time, and then, oh, the missus was sick, or I slept in, or whatever it is, I'll give you a bit of a lecture probably, and I'll call you out in your shite. But at the end of the day, it's not going to affect my life. It's going to affect you. You're the one paying the extra money that you're for an extra service. You're the one that's not getting the results. You're the one who's going to look in the mirror every single time you see your reflection and just not be happy with it, simply because you're not owning your shit. And it's really simple. If you turn around and tell yourself all these stories, you're never going to change. The minute you actually tell yourself the real reason and be honest with yourself is the minute you start freeing yourself up and giving yourself the chance to move on with your life and better yourself. So, if you're living your life based on the stories, aka the excuses you tell yourself, well then you're not really in control of your life, okay? Because you're allowing other factors to dictate and control how you get on. You've removed that power from yourself. You're playing the victim, and no one wants to be a victim, because the victim has things happen to them. They're reactive as opposed to proactive. So you need to start telling yourself, stop telling yourself the lies and start figuring out a way. And if something like this, if for example, Primal is too expensive. And for some people, there are just ways they just can't afford it. Well, then you've got to start asking yourself, are you truly happy in your life that you can't afford this type of thing? Can you better yourself? Because a lot of things, it boils down to people going, I'm in a job I don't like, my boss, hate my boss, blah, 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 blah. They're working for minimum wage, and they don't see a way out of it. And it's their thought pattern. It's this, they're, like I said, they don't see a way out of it, so they can't allow themselves to believe that they could actually do something to get out of this, and therefore they hold themselves back and they tell themselves lies, and then they get annoyed when someone says, but you can do this. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. I'm not saying there's not going to be a lot of sacrifice, because trust me, if you want something enough, you're going to be prepared to sacrifice it, and there is a hell of a lot of sacrifice required to better yourself. It's easy to live in this comfort zone and procrastinate about shit, but the reality is, if you want to move on with your life, you want to change, you want to become better, then you're going to have to step out of that comfort zone, and it's going to be a painful experience at times, but it is how life is not this walk in the park. It's not like that, and life is painful, and life has lessons in it, and some of them aren't good, but they always, when you look back on it, you always find that it was one of when you were those pain points and those points you weren't comfortable, that was the point you grew, and that was the point you realised you could achieve more, and it helped you become a different person you are today. So, I was saying I scare a lot of potential clients away because of my upfront, own your shit attitude, and to be honest, that's fine, because I am not wanting an environment for my own. Right now, I have got an amazing group of clients. Our members are fantastic, and although some of them still do procrastinate, it's a hell of a lot less than they used to, and they understand that I'm just not going to listen to their shit. I just don't care. One of the girls walked in today and was late, and she was standing up on the phone. I just called her shit. I was like, I don't care. Don't give me your shit. If you're late and you're on the phone, you're 5 minutes late, and you're sitting down on your phone, that's telling me your attitude isn't really on the game, and I'm not going to listen to your excuses, and that's how it is. I don't want people in this gym who are going to be complaining and moaning, telling me why they can't do anything. We all have our shit, we all have our problems, and listen, I'm not saying I'm not going to listen to you if you have a genuine issue, but if it's a repetitive story, a scenario of, oh, this happened, that happened, I just eventually try to get rid of you, to be honest, or make you leave the gym or cancel your membership, because I do not want that type of environment in here, because it's a negative environment, and it's like cancer. It spreads through the gym, and next you know, everyone else is justifying. I call it the classroom cancer, because as soon as one person justifies quitting or justifies this, then it's easy for the next person who was considering it but didn't want to be the first person to do that as well. And if you've been in any sort of gym environment, you'll understand what I'm talking about. You'll probably see when you're doing sessions, you're doing your class, and the instructor's busting you for your last finisher, and you really want to quit, and you're looking around, and you're not wanting to be that person to quit, but someone else does. It's almost like a relief, and you're like, thank God I'm not the first person, and it gives you that permission within yourself to stop, because you weren't the first person, and then that spreads to the next person, and next thing you got the whole class all, oh, I can't do this, and all bullshit like that. When the reality is, if the situation was different and you had to for a life or death situation, you would do it, no problem. So it's all about that self-talk you're talking about, and I don't want people in this gym who are always negative. So we've been really ruthless with people. We're not trying to appeal to everyone. We're trying to appeal to the person who really genuinely wants to make a change themselves and wants to hold themselves accountable and be held accountable for the decisions they've been making that have resulted in them being the way they are today. And the thing is, I talk about a lot of procrastination. It is okay to procrastinate as long as you can accept when someone calls you out on it that you actually were procrastinating and that it was your problem and that you stop it. Okay? I done it the other day to someone. I was standing there saying, I've just no time, and they burst out laughing at me, and they're like, are you serious? You just said you had no time. And I got all flustered. I was like, shit, yeah, I did say that, and it actually made me realise that I was talking shite. I did have time, of course I had time, but I hadn't managed the time throughout the day properly. And by the time I got the time I was meant to be training, I was too tired, and I was giving myself excuses, and I didn't train. So as soon as that person pointed that into my head and put that in my head, I was like, shit, I'd said that. And I was glad that person held me accountable, because as soon as they'd done that, it made me go, right, okay, actually you're talking shit to yourself, Paul, and you're actually doing what you tell other people not to, and it made me give myself a kick in the ass, and now I'm back training. So it is total shite, lads and ladies, if you're telling yourself that you cannot train, because of course you can. It's total crap if you're telling you cannot change your career. Of course you can. It's total crap if you're telling yourself you can't study for this program or this degree or whatever it is you want to do. Of course you can. It's just a matter of figuring a way and sticking to it and being disciplined enough to do it. But anyway, that's it. Accountability. If you're interested, get in touch with us. If you really want to change your life, if you want to change yourself and you're sick of being the person you are and you want help, by all means reach out to us and we can certainly help. Cheers.